Garrett, ABC News crime and terrorist analyst, joins us now here on KTRS. You know, Brad, if my memory is right, and it goes back a few years, there have been constant leaks out of White Houses and different administrations. This one's no different. I don't know if it's leakier than others, but I mean, it is what it is, and part of it's because you folks have a job to do, and that's to get information that perhaps administrations are not quite as willing to be as forthcoming about.
Well, that's right, and I can take you back to George Washington and talk about leaks. So it's sort of an inherent thing to do. It's a way for people to pass information either for, their own personal interests, their revenge, their own political gain, think it's not right, thinks the government has overstepped surveillance boundaries, probably in the case of Edward Snowden and the person who leaked the CIA NSA hacking tools.
Yeah. Here's the thing that strikes me about the most recent one that the White House is upset about, and it dealt with an internal conversation where a member of the administration, the president's staff, made an untoward comment about John McCain. It leaked. And the thing that struck me most is not necessarily what was said, which was not very nice, but the fact that it leaked. That was the more important aspect to the White House. And I don't think an apology has ever been issued formally.
I think that's right. That, I assume, just goes to moral outrage.
Yeah.
That this person believed that the person who made the statement had just gone a bridge too far. And that whatever you think of a person saying that about them is not right for anybody.
Yeah. Do you on occasion hear things and sit on them just because you go, this really isn't going to serve any purpose for me to report this in the role of my job for ABC? It just doesn't make any point in doing this.
Well, the people who tend to collect that stuff, I think many times have to end up negotiating with the folks that they have the information on. If it's in the middle of a sensitive investigation, I think the FBI historically in the past have actually negotiated with news organizations to at least hold information until they can get to a next phase in an investigation. So, that does happen. It's in my view, sort of a really tricky thing of, you have it, now what do you do with it?
So, Brad, what, on a more of a technical issue or high-tech issue, what do they actually do to try to flush out the leaks? Do they have technology? I mean, I know that they have cell phone bans in the West Wing, but do they have certain technology that can actually kind of detect when people have unauthorized phones? I mean, how do they go about doing that?
Well, there is a way, I suppose, to monitor if somebody's using a cell phone. Obviously, you can, and it's a government phone, you can certainly go back and look to see who they called. I'm going to guess that the information on Senator McCain was either passed in person or it was, passed over some non-government phone. That type of thing. But yes, there are all sorts of safeguards, electronic, basically footprint trails that are very sophisticated, that are set up when people start to access certain pieces of information that are classified. And who are they? Where are they when they accessed it? And so forth. And a lot of that, the more recent stuff, was driven because of Snowden's leaks, his ability to basically rummage around an NSA system undetected for, it sounds like to me, a number of months, was very disturbing, obviously.
Well, the interesting part is we all tend to gossip on one level or another, and at the same time, I can almost guarantee you that however this story got out about the comment made about Senator McCain I firmly believe it was made in passing, and that's what got the ball rolling. But at the same time, if you're that person, or you're in a conversation like that, you have to sit there and think, I got to be really careful what I say, because it's probably going to leak, and somebody's going to be upset, and that somebody will be the President of the United States.
Right. I mean, all right, the idea that you're in a secure space, that nobody can hear what you're saying other than the people in the room, it's still no excuse to say anything you want. You're exactly right. We all need to be responsible about what we say, no matter what setting we are in. And, people have to understand that.
All right. Brad, thanks so much for your time today. We appreciate it, and keep on digging.
Thank you. Take care.
Brad Garrett, ABC News crime and terrorism analyst. It's like we joke. If you're in front of a microphone or in front of a camera, always assume it's on.
Always
'Cause
assume.